What's up, everyone? It's me, it's IOB, and today I'm coming at you with another episode of Sick Criminals. Today we will be talking about Charles Stewart. He is a murderer, and I'm surprised if you don't know who he is. And he is one of the noble and few people to jump off the Tobin Bridge in Chelsea to commit suicide. He is known for murdering his wife and unborn child, and blamed it on a black guy. Obviously. This took place in Boston. He was born in Boston on December 18th, 1959, and died on January 4th, 1990. And he was only 30 years old, this guy. And it's awful because he was so young to die, and that he could have learned his lesson if he didn't kill himself in jail, and maybe he could have found the path of Lord Jesus Christ. But to continue, his nickname was Chuck. His criminal charges 2 counts of first-degree murder. Spouse was Carol D. Matiti, and was manager of Kaka Furs. If you don't know what that is, it's like a fashion place. He was the GM of it. In let's see, his wife, born on March 26, 1959, in Boston, was tax attorney and pregnant with the couple's first child. On October 23rd, the couple were driving through Roxbury, which is a very dangerous neighborhood in Massachusetts, probably one of the most dangerous. After attending childbirth classes at Brigham and Women's Hospital, according to Stewart's subsequently statement, a black gunman with a raspy voice forced his way into the car at the stoplight, ordered them to drive to nearby Mission Hill, robbed them, then shot Charles in the stomach and Carol in the head. Stewart then drove away, despite his injuries, and called 911 on his car phone. Car phone? Gotta Google that one after. I think I know what it is. Let's see. She died just hours after the shooting, approximately 3 a.m. on October 24th. Her funeral took place 4 days later at the St. James Church in native Medford. Medford, home of the B-Boys. B-Boys are good, I hear. Shortly before her doctors delivered her baby by cesarean section, 2 months premature, baptized in the intensive care unit. Child was given the name Christopher, according to Charles and Carol prior wishes. Christopher has suffered trauma and oxygen deprivation during the shooting and died 17 days later. A private funeral service was held for Christopher on November 20th, 1989. Investigation. Boston police searched for suspects based on Stewart's description of the assailant. Meanwhile, Stewart himself was hospitalized for 6 weeks. The severity of his injuries required 2 operations, and Stewart's surgeons did not suspect the near-fatal wounds were self-inflicted. Police found a young man, Willie Bennett, who fit Stewart's description. On December 28th, Stewart identified Bennett as his attacker in a lineup. The case against Bennett abruptly collapsed on January 3rd, 1990, when Charles Stewart's brother, Matthew, identified Charles as Carol's killer. Matthew admitted that he had driven to meet Stewart that night to help him commit the crime. What he had been told was to be an insurance fraud. Upon arrival, Matthew said that he had seen that Carol had been shot and that his brother had shot himself to make it appear as a carjacking. Matthew took the gun and a bag of valuables, including the couple's wedding rings, and threw them off the Pines River Bridge in Revere. Oh, that's nice and wise. Some of the items, including the gun, were later recovered, as Stewart blamed it on the black guy because of the racial tensions were heightened in Boston at the time. And racial tensions are still Possible motives. Police later learned that Stewart had been upset at the prospect of becoming a father, particularly worried that his wife would not go back to work and their financial status would diminish. So homicide is definitely the answer. Good job, Charles. Stewart also stated some of the relationships of Deborah and Alan, an employee at Kakas and Sons. Though Allen denied any romantic involvement, Boston Globe reported that a $480,000 check was issued to Stewart in payment for a life insurance policy on his wife, but no such check was ever found. Cold Blood reported and confirmed that Charles received a $100,000 life insurance check, with which he just cashed after being discharged from the hospital. Stewart also brought a new Nissan Maximum for $16,000 in cash. Stewart was found in the Mystic River the next day. Matthew Stewart indicated obstruction of justice and insurance fraud, the role of covering up the crime. That's really it to say about the guy. Thankfully he didn't kill other people. And please rate this video, leave a comment, share, and subscribe for more. Fast talking like an accent here. I can do this commercial, but only 30 seconds to say.